Well, there is a political cartoonist from Malaysia who is visiting the University of Louisville tonight. And his work, well, it has gotten him in hot water with his government. Charges of sedition. He's been handcuffed, harassed. We'll get to that in just a second.
And the Center for Asian Democracy invited him to their lecture tonight at the Brown and Williamson Club. He's in town to talk about free expression and the need for activism.
In 2011, he received the Award for Courage in Editorial Cartooning. Please say hello to the cartoonist known as Zunar.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Along
Rachel.
with Jason Abbott with the University of Louisville, the endowed chair of Asian democracy.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you, because there's a big program tonight. Defend cartoonists' rights. That's what your shirt says here.
Yeah.
And you have gotten in hot water because some of your cartoons are I guess, critical of the government of Malaysia.
Not some, but all.
All.
Yeah.
Let's get that right. All of them are.
Oh, 100%.
100% of them.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to show a couple of them just to give our audience a feel for a little bit. So explain this one just a little bit. Obviously, there's no freedom of expression with people.
Yeah, that's very clear. That a sedition act is to shut people's mouth. From giving a free expression or try to criticize the government. Nobody they use sedition acts.
Let's do one more and then we'll get others involved in this conversation.
Yeah, I think this
here.
next one referring to the Sedition Act as well. Electoral fraud, you've addressed that. There have been allegations of electoral fraud, I believe, especially this past May, the election there. You've addressed that in your cartoons as well.
Yeah, that this is this cartoons all about including the election, general election, where fraudulent is very huge.
And I think it's interesting. Your works, we should say, do not appear in the newspaper. They are not allowed to be in the newspaper. It's a website that you do, right?
Yes, all newspapers in Malaysia are controlled by the government. All print newspapers are controlled by the government. So you are not going to be appearing in
the...
I'm not going to be in...
You will not be in that newspaper there. And let's bring you into this discussion because tonight what you're hoping to do, I guess, is talk about the importance of people like Zunar who still speak their mind and get that thought-provoking discussion going. But it can be a little bit dangerous at times.
Oh, absolutely. One of the reasons that we invited Zunar to give the annual lecture this year is precisely because in the struggle for democratic norms and freedoms, it's not just the activists and the civil rights protesters that are important, but also cartoonists, comedians, satirists, and artists. And so we're really excited to have Zunar here, and also to act as a sort of moral encouragement and support for those people who are struggling for freedoms that we take for granted.
And we want to say you have been charged loosely, you said, with sedition.
Yeah.
You have been handcuffed. Are you harassed on a daily basis there, or...?
Not daily basis, but there are times where the government official raided my office twice.
Raided your office?
Yeah, and then they also raided the factory, the printing factory that printed my book.
Well, let's talk about your book here. I think that's Pirates of the Caribbean, and BN stands
for... the ruling party.
It's
the ruling party that been governed Malaysia for 57 years.
But this is not printed. It was interesting. You say, if you show this, and I thought this was interesting, you said, I'm going to black out who actually prints the book because you fear that there would be retribution against those who print your book.
Yeah. That's what happened before. This is based on my experience in the previous book. Whenever I put the printer's name, the official will came to the printers and then the factory and warned them and give a warning, if they print my book in the future, their license will be revoked.
And I guess in this, with appreciating what Zunar does, certainly, is appreciating the country we live in, where sometimes we take dissension for granted.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and hopefully the lecture that we have once a year on Asian democracy highlights some of those key issues and highlights the fact that, you know, we take for granted the fact that we can have partisan bickering and that we can disagree and that we can present critical cartoonists and critical art, and in many parts of the world, it's simply not possible to do that.
Thank you so much. Really an honor to meet you. Absolutely.
Thank you very much
we
for
make
inviting
bickering
me.
a sport.
Absolutely, you do.
Really appreciate your being here. And the lecture tonight, just to let you know, hosted by the Center for Asian Democracy, 7 p.m. at the Brown and Williamson Club at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. It is located at 2800 South Floyd Street.
The event is free, but guests are asked to register through the center's site. That is louisville.edu/Asian Democracy.